Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, I want to share why I can't stop playing Age of Darkness. I'll break down the game loop and discuss why this game captivates me so much. Please note, this isn't a review. I won't cover every aspect. I believe gaming is a personal experience, and if you enjoy similar experiences as I do, you might like this game despite other aspects that may not appeal to you. What I mean is that sometimes, I enjoy a game immensely for its combat system combined with its progression system. It might receive low reviews for its story and graphics, but I don't mind that, because those aren't the features I'm looking for. Similarly, I can love a game for its story, even if it gets low reviews, because the combat isn't good. It really depends on what I'm in the mood for at any given moment. That's why I don't want to assign grades and simply explain why a game worked for me, and possibly why those features might work for you too. Now, let's talk about Age of Darkness. This is a dark fantasy base-building game where you construct your base within a day and night cycle. Every few nights, giant waves of enemies try to destroy your base. These enemies emerge from holes in the ground at the edges of the map. You only know which direction they will come from on the night itself. Luckily, later in the game, there is a building that you can construct to show where they will come from. The map itself is also scattered with enemies that are stronger at night, but also drop more resources during this time. The goal is to expand your base and resource production as much as possible, while also improving your defences enough to withstand the next giant wave of enemies. You constantly need to balance risk and reward. Do you expand further to gain more later, since having more resources benefits you throughout the match? Or do you enhance your defences to increase your chances of survival? This game is similar to They Are Billions, but different enough to make it a lot of fun. For instance, it doesn't feature the infection mechanic, and it incorporates individual heroes with their own skills. Age of Darkness focuses more on individual troops with more depth, while They Are Billions emphasises a wider range of troops with less depth. Additionally, you can organise your troops into formations, and there are both health and armour systems in Age of Darkness. These options offer interesting possibilities for micromanagement during combat, which can turn battles in your favour. Lastly, Age of Darkness includes a fog of war, making exploration a significant part of the game. Some people might find it too similar to They Are Billions, but for me, after 200 hours of playing They Are Billions, I'm glad to have something different to play. These two games are definitely among the best in the base defense genre. In terms of content, Age of Darkness includes an endless mode, a story mode, and later, multiplayer. Personally, I've only played the endless mode, as I'm not that interested in the story mode, but it's available for those who enjoy that type of gameplay. Before we delve deeper into why I love it, I hope you consider liking and subscribing. Only about 1% of my viewers are subscribers, and I would love to increase that number. Additionally, liking and subscribing can count as your good deed of the day, and it would really help me out. Regardless, thank you so much for watching. It means a lot. First of all, it's incredibly satisfying to defend against hordes of enemies, especially combined with the feeling of control that micromanagement gives you. Witnessing a massive horde of enemies slamming into your gate, only to see an even larger enemy approaching from a distance, can be terrifying. This makes the feeling of defeating that giant enemy before it breaches your defences even more victorious. The game allows for up to 70,000 enemies on the screen at once, which is very impressive. Secondly, the resource management in this game is surprisingly deep. I wish there were more tools to track your resource flow in real time, but the building process can come to a standstill or allow for rapid expansion depending on how you manage your resources. Dealing with both situations and finding the right balance gives another dopamine kick during the game, beyond just the combat elements. But most importantly, I love this game for a reason, similar to why I loved Orcs Must Die 3. It might sound strange, but if you bear with me, I'm sure it will make sense. It's because every time I failed, I felt it was my mistake and that I could have done better. This immediately triggered the feeling of giving it one more try, believing that I could succeed this time if I just made a few adjustments. The amount of optimization you can do is absolutely crazy. The game has this amazing feeling of push and pull. Do you expand more during the day, possibly gaining a larger base and more resources, but risking not being able to expand your army and defences enough to resist the next wave? Or do you focus on fortifying your defences, ensuring survival for the next wave, but potentially facing problems with subsequent waves due to lack of base expansion? As the waves grow larger over time, with thousands of enemies attacking from all sides, it becomes increasingly challenging. If you feel like a hero when you defeat the first few waves, just wait until you get to the last one. On top of that, you will feel good when you conquer the first difficulty, only to realise that there are even harder difficulties to overcome. This progression shows the depth of the game, which is similar to Orcs Must Die, where reaching wave 20 was an achievement initially. But after many hours, reaching wave 60 plus became the new goal. If this made you interested in learning more about Orcs Must Die, I'll post the link to the video in the description. Before I conclude, there are a couple of things you should take into account. Some players have reported crashes and bugs. In my 540 hours of gameplay, I've encountered very few issues, but since it's been reported, I wanted to make you aware. My recommendation is always to try it and keep an eye on your 2-hour time limit, so you can possibly refund it if you experience these issues. Secondly, the game sometimes feels like solving a giant strategic combat puzzle. There are moments where it feels like there's only one way to win, and you need to optimize your strategy to perfection. While this situation has improved with additional buildings and combat options, like putting your unites in formations, I haven't completely shaken off that feeling for now. But I'm certain this will further improve, since the game is still in early access. In conclusion, in the base defense genre, Age of Darkness stands out as an awesome game. It constantly pushes you to do better and try again, offering both frustration and the satisfaction of finding new ways to succeed. This constant push and pull make for an engaging experience, coupled with a cool graphical style, a variety of enemies, and now 3 distinct factions that I haven't even talked about. These factions offer more unique armies, making the game absolutely worth your time and money.